You already know what it is. Your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome to Dog in the Yard. And today we're being sponsored by BetterHelp. HELP. Reach out, man. Get that help. I done it. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait too late. Don't wait till you reach a certain goals or a certain age and then you decide you want to get the help you want. Get it now. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait for later on like a lot of people did, as well as myself. So go get that help now, man. You already know. BetterHelp. HELP. BetterHelp will also assess you with your own personal licensed therapist. And it doesn't take long. Within 48 hours, communication will go right through. It's not a crisis line. It is not self-help. It is professional therapy, only done online. Security. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can also log in and send a message to your therapist. You get timely and thoughtful responses. You can also schedule weekly videos or phone sessions. You never have to sit in a boring, uncomfortable waiting room like traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches to make it easier and free to change therapists if needed. More affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. And BetterHelp would love for you to start living a happier life today. Go on the website and read their testimonials that are posted daily. Visit betterhelp.com/dog, BetterHelp, HELP, and join the over 2 million people that have took charge of their mental health. And with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp. We are recruiting in all 50 states additional therapists. Special offer to all my Dog in the Yard listeners. Y'all get 10% off first month at betterhelp.com/dog. Let's get it. It's your boy Pistol Pete, Dog in the Yard.
Open cell 13. Open your mouth. Spread your legs. Clear. Let's go.
Yo, what up? You already know, man. It's your boy Pistol Pete. And we got my brother DJ Surge, man, in the building. Originator TS guy. This is not no TS down the line. This is the originators, like when the whole TS shit was, TS and shit was TS. That's DJ Surge. You know what I'm saying? Let's not get it fucked up. So DJ Surge, man, he was brought up, mom, pops. His pops passed away, and after that he got out of control. Got caught up with the street shit. Went to prison, did 18 months, came home, was home for a little bit. Boom, got himself again into some trouble. Did 5 years. Came home from doing 5 years. Changed his whole shit because that kind of, affected his whole DJ shit because he was a DJ throughout this whole time and all that. He loved the music. He was in the game. We talking about DJ Surge, Big Pun, Tony Sunshine. We talking about the originators, you know what I mean? And and he came home 5 years, changed his whole shit, got back in track, been home for a long time. Temptation kicked in. You know, them demons kicked in. And that temptation kicked in. And what happened? He wound up getting caught for conspiracy, wound up doing 4 years in the federal system. So with all that being said, let's get right to it, man. You know, my brother DJ Serge, man, one of the realest motherfuckers, and man, one of the realest brothers, man. Like, I fuck with Serge, I love him, man. One of the brothers that came up top to see me on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I was good in the feds. You know what I'm saying? You don't see guys like that. You don't see those. DJ Serge, TS, you already know we had to, we had to wrap the set real quick. You know what I mean? Let's get right to the interview. Your boy Pistol Pete. When you in that Tampa Bay area, make sure you reach out to my boy Gus Torres, man. If you want anything that has to do with real estate, man, make sure you hit him up. You get the lowest prices and the finest houses, man. Trust me when I tell you. But don't forget to mention my name. You already know that Pistol Pete will get you that early discount. And that's my brother, man, Gus Torres. You already know, out in the Tampa Bay area. Make sure you hit him up, man. Sell, buy, invest, all that. Make sure you hit him up, man, because he focused with that out there. Tampa Bay, you already know, it's your boy Pistol, man. Get at me. What up, what up, what up? You already know what it is. Your boy Pistol Pete. And today, you already know, I got my boy DJ Serge in the motherfucking building.
Brother.
You know what I'm saying? That dog in the yard. It's about time I get my brother. Not only he's a friend, he's my brother, man. I know DJ Serge like super legendary for a long time. I mean, Serge, he's one of those guys that used to come see me in the feds and shit like that. For those that don't know, like, me and his brother have a lot of history and shit like that. We also go, me and Serge is probably the only picture that I have with Pun. It's me, Serge, and Pun, and Joe and shit like that on that. It was a lot of, Raul and all that. That's the only picture that I got with Pun. And Serge is in that picture.
That when we went to Miami, right?
Yeah.
When you came home.
Exactly. So that's when I had hair and all that. Everybody had their hair. Now everybody bald. But anyway, with that being said, man, I want to welcome DJ Serge.
What's up, y'all, man? Dog in the yard, man. We're here. Long time coming. It was a long time coming, Pete.
For real.
But you always say the best for last. You gotta say the best for last.
Believe that. Hey, everybody keep asking me, yo, what's up with Serge, man? Yo, you gonna get Serge? Yo, what's up? I'm like, of course I'm gonna get Serge. Let him get his shit right. He came home, you know what I'm saying? He moving around. When you come home, you got a lot of responsibility, a lot of shit you have to catch up with. You gotta get your ID, you gotta get shit back in order. You know what I'm saying? So I let you rock out, get your shit together.
I'm here.
But we never forgot about you, trust me.
I had to get permission to come here.
You good, man. Oh, yeah, as a matter of fact.
I'm still on it.
He's still on parole. He's still on parole. But with all that being said, I want to get right to it, man. So just I want everybody just a little bit about your background. Where you from, who your siblings, how many siblings, who you was raised with, mom, pop, and what age you started getting in trouble and
my name is Serge, DJ Serge, Terror Squad, original, 1985 and whatever.
No, shit like that we want to know. I'm going to get to that too.
Okay. So, obviously everybody knows I'm a DJ. I've been DJing for a long time. I used to break dance. I was a B-boy. I used to dance. I was a graffiti artist. I started getting trouble in 1987, 86 when my father passed away. So once my father passed away, I didn't have nobody to to guide me. I was loose. And then I ended up hanging out because I'm from Cortland, but I used to hang out in Forest.
Okay.
That's how I got affiliated with Joe and them.
Okay.
But even before that, when I met everybody from Cypress, from Brook Avenue, I used to go to 139th Street. I used to go to 139, the junior high school over there by your way.
Yep.
So that's how I was affiliated with everybody in Cypress and Brook and that whole little thing. A lot of us grew up together as kids in the school. But I'm originally from Cortland. So then from Cypress and Brook, I ended up hanging out in Cortland because I live in Cortland. So then everybody started getting money, obviously, the whole Cortland era and all that stuff. But we used to dance real good. We was good dancers. Everybody in the Cortland crew, we was partying. We used to dance. We used to call it Bobo crew and all that.
Word.
So we was dancers. We was party. Aside from getting money, we was dancing. So Joe and them used to come to Cortland. And they used to battle us. We used to tear them up all the time. And dancing, we used to tear them up. But they used to always play baseball and football. So they would invite the Cortland crew to Forest. Y'all got to come over here and play football. So they would come tear us up in football. They would come back with dance and battle. So it was always a back and forth thing. And then my father ended up passing away, 86. And then I ended up going to Morris High School. I went to Morris High School. Morris High School is in Forest Project. Everybody from Cortland, everybody from Cypress, everybody from Forest was in Morris High School. So I ended up choosing to stay in that high school, and that's when I started getting in trouble, being in Morris High School. Morris High School was a gladiator school. So you had to be a wolf. To basically, Morris High School was Rikers Island. For kids.
That's how it was.
That's how it was. So I ended up choosing to be a wolf. And then that's when it started. Everything started from there.
Like, what kind of trouble you was getting into?
We used to go on the train. We was robbing people on the train. My first arrest was I was on the train. We was robbing people. We ended up bumping into the Decepticons from Brooklyn. We rumbled them on the train. It was a big rumble and stuff. And then the cops, closed the whole train down. We all got arrested. That was my first time getting arrested. And then moving fast forward in 1989, I ended up catching a gun charge. Went to the island. I did 18 months for catching They called me on Briggs.
How was that?
Well, that was a dumb arrest for me. It was real dumb. It was something that never happened. But what happened was one of my friends got shot, and he couldn't walk. So we was driving around, and we ended up. I said, let's go to Briggs. I know the girls over there. I know the girls on Briggs. They said, come, let's go. So he went into the store. I was holding the pistol for him because he couldn't walk. He couldn't hold the gun. He went in the store. I was holding the gun. I had it in my army jacket. I'm talking to the girl, and then out of nowhere, this kid is coming down the hill, but he's coming real aggressive. So I look at the girl. I said, "Yo, is this like your man or something? Like he's coming over here for something." So she was like, "Man, I don't know who this dude." So when he got closer, he grabbed me. He restarted and grabbed me, but I had my gun in my hand already. I was holding it because I had an army jacket and it was too baggy. It was just wobbling all over. I already had it in my hand, not because I was afraid of it. It was just hard to keep in the army jacket. But once he grabbed me, he pulled out a knife. Pulled out a big-ass Rambo knife, the Rambo joint, the one that everybody used to carry with the little screw thing in it. When he pulled that, I pulled the gun out. When I pulled the gun out, he was like, oh, shit, I put it in his mouth. So the girls that were there, I don't want to throw their names out there, but the girls that were there, they were like, oh, my God, they grabbed my hand. And so I'm like trying to elbow them, like, get off. Like, I got this, this guy got, there's a lot going on. So he starts crying. The dude literally starts crying. I put the gun in his mouth. I'm shaking or whatever. So I ended up getting, my boy come out the store. He calmed me down. I let him go. He dropped the knife. Yeah. So when I let him go, he ran. When I put the gun down and I said, let me get out of here. I went in the car. The whole 52nd precinct was on me. Like 30 cops was on me. As soon as I put the gun down. What happened was the cops were following him from Creston. He robbed somebody on Creston. They were following him. They followed him all the way to Briggs. So they were watching him. But because he ran down on me, they thought he was going to rob me with the knife. And they're telling me the story. Like, yo, he going to rob this dude right here in front of us. But when I pull out the gun, they say everybody fall back. Like, oh my God, this dude got a gun. So all the police fell back from arresting him because I had a gun. So now the target was me. I had the pistol. They wasn't worried about him no more. When he ran, they got me. So the cop, when they arrested me, he's like, yo, my bag. Like, yo, we know you was right. You wasn't wrong. You was protecting yourself. We saw the whole thing, but you had a gun. Yeah. Like, we had to get you. You had a gun. You were a young kid with a gun. We had to get you. So I ended up going to jail 18 months. Huh?
Still is a felony.
He told me that, like, yo, the sergeant that arrested, sergeant, when they took me to the central book, the booking in the precinct, the sergeant, when he saw the gun, it was a nice gun. It was a 45. He's like, yo, if it was me that was making the call, I would have let you go. I would have kept the gun and I would have let you go because I saw what happened. You wasn't doing nothing. You was talking to some girls, but they already called it in. Yeah. And they already had backup. Everybody was there. The helicopters, everything. So they said
reporters in.
It was over. They had to arrest me. Then that was my first time going to Rikers Island.
And Rikers Island, what was that at Rikers Island?
Man, 91. Rikers Island. I bumped into Marv. I mean, it was. I was young and I was stupid.
How old you was at the
I was 19, about 20.
Okay.
20. So when I got there, I already had the, whatever. So when I got to Rikers Island, I knew everybody that was in there. So everybody that was somebody that was calling shots, that was running the house. Once I got there, I knew all of them. It wasn't like I had to fight for anything. When I got there, I knew everybody. Yo, Pete, what up? I knew everybody that was running. The phone was there for me. The commissary. I was blessed that people, the killers that I knew, were already running stuff in there. So it was smooth sailing for me on Rikers Island. I never had no problems. I mean, I did some dumb shit, but like I said, I was the wolf. I was always the aggressor and all that stuff.
So what kind of dumb shit you got into when you was at Rikers Island?
Oh man,
I mean,
we was robbing people and stuff, and taking people, the phone time, taking people's phone. Because back then in '91, the phone was free. It wasn't, you had to fight for the phone. It wasn't like now where you use credit cards and numbers and
shit. Right. Break it down to
the phone was free.
Nah, it's for the audience. They need to know.
The phone was free in '91, yeah. So if you wasn't tough or if you wasn't somebody, you wasn't gonna get on the phone. So the way they combated that for people won't get killed, they used to be like from 8 in the morning to like 3, the phone was open for everybody. Anywhere from 3 to when the phone is off, it's slots.
Okay.
So you already know how that is. So we was taking people. So like, let's say for instance, if you came in the house,
right,
and I'm running the house,
right,
I'm the next guy. I know Pete need an hour. So the next guy that's if he ain't tough, I'm like, yo, Pete, we're gonna take this dude's out. No problem. Let's go. Boom. So we used to do stuff like that that caused other problems or whatever like that. But that's what you had to do on Rikers Island at that time. I mean, I don't know how it is now.
Right.
But back then, it wasn't no gangs back then.
Yeah, but did you have any kind of like family support at that time?
Everybody supported. Joe used to come see me.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I want to know, like, at that point in your life, at 20, you already been No Joe.
Yeah, I've been No Joe. So my first time I got arrested, they sent me to Bronx House first. Bronx House was open at the time. So when it was the Puerto Rican parade. When I first landed in there, it was the week of the Puerto Rican parade. So I hear all these people yelling outside from Bronx House. I'm hearing all this fuss and some of the guys, like, yo, sir, somebody calling your name out there. I'm like, me? Yo, all that name, that's them calling you. So I go to the window, but they can't really see. They can't see you, but you can see them from the window.
Yeah.
So I had to get a towel, shake it so they could see that it's me. So when I got to the window, it's the whole squad. 50, 60 dudes outside yelling, going crazy because they're about to go to the Puerto Rican parade, but they wanted to come stop the Bronx House first to show me love. You know what I mean? So I was like, damn, I had tears in my eye, like looking at the crew, I couldn't be there. I know I'm about to do 18 months, 2 years, and they all just there. Like, it was a real good feeling that, knowing the support that I knew I got all these dudes out there and all that stuff, and then it was dope.
You already had copped out to 18 months?
I already copped out. That was my.
Yeah, so you was gone.
I was gone. I already knew. I was waiting for a bed to open up in Rikers, and then from Rikers go to upstate where I like to go.
Okay. So and them so everybody came to see the whole squad.
Man, my whole family came to see me. My daughters. I was married, at the time. My ex-wife used to, my mom, my sister. But my mom used to come see me regularly because my uncle, my brother, he had 40 years. He was a Savage Skull back in the day, and he caught some bodies or whatever. And so my mother was not new to taking care of somebody in prison. She was doing that since the early 70s from my uncle. So she already knew how to adapt to all that stuff, So I felt bad putting my mom through that because my uncle already did it.
Yeah.
So it was real stressful. But that was just the first time. Because then, 97, I caught another bid.
So then you came home.
I came home. It didn't humble me. Being in prison at 20.
Were you already a DJ?
I was DJing in the 80s, not professional. I wasn't doing clubs. I was doing all the parties, all the hooky parties, partying in ciphers. I was the DJ in all the block parties. Right. I was the DJ, with Melly Mel and Grandmaster Flash, all them. I was DJing at that time too. I was young, but I was DJing at all those block parties. So they all knew me, Jazzy Jeff, everybody. Not Jazzy Jeff, Jazzy J, and people like that. They knew who I was. They respected me. I was a young kid, but still, and I was Spanish. But I was doing all the funk, all the R&B, and all that stuff. Like, yo, who this kid DJing like that? In the park. Yeah, and it was me. Everybody knew me from doing that. Okay. So in 90, so I came home in 92. In 92, Sal and Gungi hired me at the Fever. Okay. I started doing the Fever. And then that's when Joe came out with his album in 93. And that's when I started going on tour with Joe. So from 93 until now, that's when I became a professional DJ. I started doing clubs, the Fever, anything you name at the time that was hot at the time, I did it. Any club that was hot at the time. I was doing everything. And whatever Gungi was doing, whatever Sal was doing, I was the guy. Club 2000. Stuff like that. That's how I met Funkmaster Flex and stuff. I was, going from there. But my career as a DJ shot back down. It was going up. Then Pun got signed with Joe. So in 97, Pun got signed, and Pun was about the last thing I did before 97 was give Pun the song, deep cover. Doom, 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 doom. He ain't had a record, instrumental. So I went home, got the instrumental. Gave him the record. He recorded Deep Cover Twins with Joe. The next day I went to jail. And then Pun took off, and I did almost 5 years in prison.
For what?
Shot 2 people in my neighborhood.
In your neighborhood?
In Vietnam.
In Vietnam.
So that was...
For those that don't know, that's Cortland in the Bronx, Vietnam Project.
Yeah. Vietnam is just the nickname for my area. If anybody from the Bronx know, you say Vietnam, that's basically Cortland Avenue, Park Avenue. Yeah. It's named Vietnam because, Vietnam says it all. That's the name of the projects. And that's where I grew up. So that was the stupid, like the first one was kind of a mistake. Yeah. Shouldn't have happened when I went to prison. The second was a dumb part. I was just being stupid. I had a chip on my shoulder. I already did time. I was hanging out with dudes that would get money. I was hanging out with, killers that everybody in the Bronx knew. And the support that I had from them was like, I was untouchable. Right. Even though, I wasn't as big as these guys, but I still had these guys behind my back. Absolutely. They had me. It was nothing. So this story is a stupid story. So I don't know if you heard of the Jungle. The Jungle was a party that it was a party that they did across the street from my building in Vietnam. Okay. It was an apartment, but it was a legendary party called the Jungle. That's where T-Mac, B.O., may rest in peace, that was their thing. Okay. So I used to DJ for them over there every now and then, but I didn't know this night if they were doing the party or not. So I wanted to do the party so bad when my daughter was just born, and my ex-wife was like, "Nah, you ain't going nowhere." I'm like, I said, "I'm gonna get you some cheeseburgers from the chicken spot." Okay. Just to get out the house. So I go up the block, get the cheeseburgers and all that stuff. But then I stop in the building to go upstairs to ask if y'all having a party today. But before I got upstairs, there was a bunch of dudes in the lobby that I knew, childhood kids that I knew from the neighborhood. But one of them I didn't know. So I said, "What's up to everybody?" Showing love to everybody. And then the dude I didn't know, I wanted to say what's up to him too, because he was with them. So when I said what's up to him, he shrugged me off like, "Get out of here." Like that's how he treated me. He threw my hand down out the way, like he didn't want no part to what I was. So I kind of messed me up. So I walked away. I couldn't take the elevator. The elevator was broken, so I went up the steps. Okay. While I'm going up the steps, I'm dwelling on what he did to me. He just played me in front of all these dudes that respect me as being, Serge is crazy or whatever, So by the time I got upstairs, I spoke to T-Mac and B.O. and all of them. They're like, "Nah, we're going to do the party, but later on." So, but it's still going on what this dude did to me. Yeah, you were still thinking about it. By the time I got back downstairs, I hyped myself up already to do something. Like, nah, this is going. And I still got cheeseburgers in my hand. A bag of cheeseburgers. So I go back downstairs. You know who was there? That tell you the story? Oh, Black Ant. Oh, man. He was downstairs. So I went downstairs. I confront the dude about what he did, and he still didn't want to hear it. He took a swing on me. He swung on me. So everybody grabbed him, and I was like, I was still shocked. I couldn't believe what was going on. Like this, this is my block, this is my hood, So Ant was there, and Ant was like, "Yo, Serge, chill." He grabbed me because usually I carry a knife. So he grabbed me thinking I had a knife and I was going to pull out my thing. But I had the cheeseburger. I tried not to drop the damn cheeseburger. So he was like, yo, chill. I said, yo, Aunt, make sure these dudes don't leave. Make sure they don't leave. He's like, yo, sir, man, just leave that shit alone. I said, make sure they don't leave. You my boy, make sure they don't walk out this building. So went upstairs, threw the cheeseburgers at my ex-wife. I threw them, literally. Boom. She was like, where you going? I said, I'll be back, I'll be back. I got the joint, went downstairs. And when I went downstairs, everybody started scattering because they knew I was coming back. They started scattering, but they didn't know how to get out the building. So it was so much of a commotion. Ant got out the building. He already knew. He's like, he stepped out the way. So so the guy was still talking shit. You know, he didn't care. He saw everybody running, but he still didn't care.
Did you know?
Nah, he didn't know. He was just one of those guys that he was just a tough guy at the time. Yeah. At the time. So when I went in the building, what I wanted to do was just, you know, scare him a little bit, like, you know, say some tough guy stuff or whatever. Mm-hmm. That backfired on me because when I started talking the tough guy stuff with the pistol in my hand, he grabbed me.
Wow.
He grabbed me. You know, that was a mistake on my part for talking tough and having a pistol and not, you know, usually when you pull out a pistol, you're going to use it.
Yeah, you're going to get busy real quick.
So that was my bag on my end. Right. But so when he grabbed me, I started shooting. I shot him. I shot his friend, and that was the first time I seen somebody, you know, beg for their life, and it was kind of like it was, you know, I was thrown back by it because you know he's begging me for his life. But when you have somebody do that, and it's so genuine, it's like, you know, it hit me. I was like, what the hell? You know, so I kind of backed off of it. I let him go. I ran out the building. And then that whole tough guy act that he did ended up going out the window because he told him. You know, he ran straight to the police. Everybody that was in the lobby, they all was on paper. You know, I had the paper. I showed it to the whole neighborhood. I let all these guys, they all told him. They all no good because they were all cool with everybody from that neighborhood that was getting money. So, you know, it was my duty to report to these guys like, hey, these guys ain't no good. Yeah. Right here, look. So that ended up backfiring on me too, because then everybody from the hood started putting pressure on these dudes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So now these dudes is even more scared. So now they really told on. So now I caught another charge. I caught the attempted murder charge, and then I caught tampering with the witness charge. Because they rearrested me again. I didn't do nothing. It was just everybody from the neighborhood was pushing up.
Yo, like, you telling and all that. Yo.
Right. So like, so it looked like these. I was sending these guys to say,
they was doing it on their own. And you still caught the charge.
So I got 2 charges now. I got tampering with the witness charge. Yeah. So now I had to now this is the thing. I almost beat that. Almost beat it on speedy trial because they wasn't showing up to court. They were scared or whatever and stuff like that. But the last day when I went to court, my lawyer said, look, we're going to go to court today, and if they ain't ready today, then next week we're going to move to dismiss it because they don't have no witness, they don't have nothing. But that last day, the DA pushed up on these dudes, they were all scared, and they said, no, they've been threatening us. So now they had a new excuse to rearrest me to make the case longer. Yeah. But now they gave me a new charge.
Yeah, again.
So now it was over now. Now they got a whole nother year to I didn't have the money to fight that and, you know, to keep paying for the lawyers and all that stuff. Because, you know, Joe gave me most of my lawyer money. I didn't have it no more. I couldn't keep asking nobody, you know. Yeah. So I took it on the chin. I said, you know what? Let's take that cop out back. Because I originally had a cop out 2.5. But then once I went to move to go to trial, it went up to 9 to something. So then when I wanted the cop out back, they didn't want to give it to me. The DA didn't want to give it to me. So because they took so long to sentence me, like they took so long to be ready in court, it took them almost 2 years. The judge was on my side. He was like, nah, you took too long to put this man in prison. He's been waiting, he's been fighting this, and you just now came up with a new charge. That's the only reason why this is taking so long. So he said, Mr. Rivera, are you ready for your old cop? I said, yes, I am. Right there, the whole thing, right when I was about to go to trial. I said, yes, Your Honor, I'm ready. Boom, boom, boom. He sentenced me right there, 2.5, my old cop out. He gave it to me right there. The DA was pissed. The DA was running around face, nah, you can't do that. The judge was like, what do you mean I can't do that? And it was a whole thing. And I'm the only one smiling in court. I'm the only one smiling. My mother looking at me, "What you smiling?" I said, "I'm 2.5 to 5. I got my, 9 years or 2.5 to 5.
5 is great.
So I got my old cop out. I ended up doing that, and then I go to jail. I do 5, and I end up in another prison with a bunch of odd guys. So again, this is kind of like a message for the younger people that think they're tough.
This is what it's about.
If you don't humble yourself, I never humbled myself. It got worse for me because I had a chip on my shoulder, and all the guys that I knew were all tough. They were all guys that been in prison for a long time that were never getting out. So I try to fit in. That's like a young dude that got some money and is trying to keep up with the drug dealers that got money. Trying to keep up with them, So although I wasn't a killer, I was trying to keep up with the killers. I thought I was a killer. I thought I was tough, so I was trying to keep up with these guys. So when I was in prison, I was doing killer shit.
Yeah.
But I really wasn't a killer, but I was trying to keep up with my guys. You know? And that's the only thing that kept me safe in prison. I never had no serious problems. I never, me being a real guy, me going through all my court things and just, keeping it funky, so that's the only thing that kept me. So
you did your 5 years?
Yeah, I did my 5 years, kept
and
it
you
moving.
Came home?
And
in that 5 years, did Fat Joe came to see you and all that?
Yeah, well,
let's talk
in
about
97 or in 97.
You're probably the only first person that I believe that Joe started going to see.
So in 97, when I landed in Marcy, I was in Marcy prison, and Joe came, boom, I got a visit. I didn't know it was Joe. Got a visit. Joe and Pun. And the visitor room was on fire. Because I didn't know who couldn't see me. They just came, in the state, they just come.
Yeah, you show up.
So the visitor room was on fire. The cops don't even know what's going on. They don't even know what to do. So when I get out there, I come out, I see Pun and the vending machine, all of them. And my face is just like, man, because they're trying to get autographed. They don't know how to control the visitor room. The COs don't know what's going on. They're thinking about putting me in a small room. So I said, no, I don't want to go in that small room because the small room is protective custody. The little room that they put you in, them type of visits, either your lawyer or protective custody visit.
Okay.
I ain't trying to go in that room. Leave me out here. I'm good.
You slept right
here. I'm good right here in this room. Joe will tell you, we good right here. I don't want to go in that room. So then we go in there, we start talking. Joe starts telling, how Joe tells stories. He started telling his stories in the visiting room. We almost get thrown out the visiting room because he's telling the stories, but he's real dramatic when he tells the stories. Yeah. They're like, Mr. Rivera, we're going to have to ask you how to leave if you're going to tell your guests to sit down. And Joe keeps getting back up. And so, it was the one of the best visits I had. But that wasn't the only one. They came a couple of times.
Okay.
So my bid in 97, those 5 years were all right. I made it through there cool. I was a little celebrity. And I was in there with Little Kim's peoples, Biggie's peoples.
Okay.
Or what's his name? C Gutter.
Okay. C
Gutter, where you at? That was my boy. We was in there together. So we would talk, Brooklyn, Terror Squad, stories and stuff like that. So then everybody became a rapper. Once they found out I was down with Joe and all that, everybody in prison became a rapper. They would give me all their songs, rapping.
Everybody rapping in front of you and all that?
Oh, man. it was cool. That was, it was nice.
You did your 5 years. It went well.
I did my 5 years and I came home. I settled down for a minute. I ended up moving to Florida.
Okay.
And I started my family in Florida. Everything was cool for a little while. And, now my DJ career popped off again. Because it was like this. It was up and down because, I couldn't. This is another message for young people trying to make it. I couldn't separate being a street dude and being in the music industry or just a hardworking guy. I couldn't separate the two. My pride didn't let me separate the two.
You want to stay? I
wanted to be tough and get money at the same time. So the problem with this is one of the problems that I had in the club. If the promoter couldn't pay me, we was gonna get him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of DJs when they do clubs and the promoter say, I'll pay you next week or I'll pay you tomorrow. Yeah, we didn't make money. I can't pay you. A lot of DJs will go for that and they'll be like, well, whatever. I wasn't that guy. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You ain't got no money? Hold on. That's just how it came out.
Right.
I was with my goons. Hey, sir, you didn't get paid yet? Nah, this dude didn't pay yet. Hold up. Let me get that. Let me hold that.
Yeah.
So that right there kind of messed up my DJing career because the promoter, but like, I don't hire Serge. He's dope, but he got some guys around.
Yeah, he's an issue.
He got some guys.
Yeah.
We ain't got that money, or if there's too many dudes in here that got jewelry and all that stuff, and they go in the bathroom, they might get got because Serge, those are Serge's people. So that's kind of was like you got to know how to separate the two. Like Joe, like in Joe's career, Joe had to separate from him being
on the street,
MTV, a multi-platinum artist. He had to separate the guys because it didn't help him. That it was in my case, it was the same thing. In my case, but it was a little different because I've been in and out of prison. I already had that persona, that image already. You know, Serge went to jail, kept it real or whatever, and I was still trying to keep that. But at the same time, be a DJ and be humble and take pictures with guys. Hey, I know Drake. Taking fake pictures. You know, we come from the era we didn't take pictures like that. We didn't do that. You know, I couldn't go to. I'm just using these examples like Drake and Lil Wayne. All these. You know, there's a lot of DJs that take pictures with these dudes to boost up their Instagram image. I'm not that guy. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm not that guy. I ain't going over there. We gonna take a picture. Tell that motherfucker come to the DJ booth and take a picture with me.
And you've been around them.
And I've been around everybody. I've been around Michael Jackson. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you want to get funky with it, I've been around Michael Jackson, Madonna, all these people, you know, obviously through Joe, but I've been around these people and I never once hugged them and took a picture to say, hey, look who I'm standing next to. Exactly. I don't feel that way. As a DJ, a lot of DJs will probably feel the way I feel. If I'm playing your shit and I'm supporting you as an artist, then I think that the artist should come to the DJ booth and say, thank you for the support. And then take a picture. That I'll do. I'm like, no doubt. Dang, he's dope. He's real. He took a picture with me. That's different. But me being a street dude, I'll give him a finger quick. Like, nigga, fuck out of here. You know, I'm not that guy. So you have to know how to separate yourself depending on what it is. If you're gonna be a street guy, you're gonna be a street guy.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be a hardworking guy, you're gonna be a hardworking guy.
You're gonna be a DJ, just
you're gonna just be a DJ and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And at my age, I ain't gonna. It's hard to get out of that. I'm humble. I'm a lot humbler now. I'm cool. I don't want no problems, whatever.
Yeah, of course.
But it's still a tricky situation.
No, who you are.
Yeah, it's still tricky. You just can't. You ain't gonna just talk to me how you want to talk.
No, of course. You are who you are.
So let's move.
So you're in Florida now.
Now I'm in Florida.
Now you out there, palm trees.
Everything, we in palm trees. We driving convertibles.
Pistol, where you at? Coming through. He got the, Harley Davidson. Like Serge really moved out there.
You remember that?
He got the Harley. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Black on black. One of the first ones out.
Talk to him. Tell him, Pete. Tell him, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's how you do it, Serge. I'm pulling up. We stay with them toys and all that, but and that sunny side. But so go ahead. So we out there in Florida now. We living the life. My family's out there. Everybody's happy. Everything's good. No problem. Been out of jail. How long? I got out in 2000, right when the World Trade Center just came down. 2000. I came home 2001. 2001. And 2001. That's the first dramatic thing I see the World Trade Center. Like, holy shit. So then from there, we decided to move to Florida. 2004, I moved to Florida. Me and the family packed up. We moved over there. And everything was cool. Nobody knew me in Florida. They didn't know my street life. They didn't know me as Serge, the guy from Cortland. They don't know your background at all.
They just know I'm the DJ.
That's it.
Terror Squad, the DJ. And it was beautiful. I loved it. It was like a whole new beginning for me. Facts. I didn't have to walk around with the face, with the attitude, the chip on my shoulder. I was the guy walking in Publix with slippers on. Hey, how you doing? Don't worry, get in front of me in the line. I was that guy. So it was beautiful. And then 2016, from 2004 to 2016, I was rocking in Florida. I was every club in Florida that you name, Mansion, Opium, Story, Live. The biggest clubs in Florida I was doing, all of them. And everything was beautiful. Everything was nice. I had no complaints or whatever. I'm gonna tell you why I got arrested. It was a bad decision in my part. It was real stupid. It was me being greedy. But this is what happened. So 2016, I get approved for a loan. I've been trying to get home. Finally, I got everything right. I go to the bank. I get the loan. I get the letter. This is Monday. the bank sends me the letter, hey, you've been approved, 200. I'm jumping up and down in my house like, damn, I got approved for a house. You know, I got approved for a home.
Yeah.
That's the American dream. That same day, I get a call from New York. New York, you know, I'm running from New York. New York calls me. Hey, you want to make some quick money? We got something for you. So I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like, damn, this much money, I can buy my house and I can fix it up. That's what I'm thinking. I can fix it up real quick. 10 minutes, I got this amount of money, I can fix up my crib.
You ready to go?
Cabinets, floors, this was going through my head. I'm being greedy. You know, instead of taking it slow, get the loan, buy the crib, and just keep it moving. I'm thinking quick. You was already
being blessed.
Yeah, huh?
Loan already coming, loan already there.
Yeah, man. So, man, yeah, you guys got to crawl. You guys got to crawl.
You know, your demons and all that shit.
That demons, man, because, because the people that call me, they was getting money so easy. It was so popular and it was so easy. I mean, in my head, I'm thinking, man, this is easy. Yeah. These guys been doing it for a minute.
Yeah, this is a 1, 2, 3.
Let me get that. It's going to take me 5 minutes.
Just clicked in.
It's going to take me 5 minutes to do what most people do in a year. That's what I'm thinking. So that's where my head was at. You know what I mean? I wasn't hustling. I wasn't doing all this stuff. I was living the life. I was paying taxes. I was doing everything everybody's supposed to do. But because I got greedy, the demons took over. And so I accepted. I went, did the next day, did what I had to do. And the whole police force was waiting for me. ATF, Homeland Security, everybody. Everybody was waiting for me. And the marshals, whatever police force you can imagine was there.
For what? Drugs?
I got to call a drug charge this time. And I didn't have no co-defendants. So that's what made it easier for me. I had no co-defendants. Obviously, they wanted me to tell, but I was like, just take me to jail. And that was that. I ended up going to jail.
First time in the federal system?
First time in the federal system, so it was a lot different.
How was that from not just from being home so long and doing the right thing when you paying your taxes, you out there, you got approved for a house. How did you feel, though? I mean,
it was like a flat tire.
How was the feeling? Like that must have been like that would have had me sick, bro.
Well, I was sick. I was sick. I called my girl. The only person that I knew the number was her. Thank God. So I called her. I was crying. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was crying because when I got arrested, I just went from getting a loan to I'm in the prison about to do 20-something years. You know what I mean? That's what they're talking because of my old charges. Because I don't know, the feds run different than the state. So they once they ran my name, they're like, oh, you've been in jail for guns and assault and all that. You're going to do life. Because they don't know. I'll explain to you in a minute. You'll know what I'm talking about. But so they telling me all this stuff. Telling me all this stuff.
Right.
So I call her and she's bugging out because she hears my voice because I'm crying. She don't know what's going on. I'm like, I'm going to jail forever. I'm just telling you I'm here. Because they've been calling me and she I didn't usually I pick up the phone. So once I got in contact with her, she's bugging out now. She already know what to do. Once I told her, thank God bless her. She did everything. She made all the phone calls. She did.
She knew what she had
everything.
to do.
So I was in there stressed out. The lawyers come see me, playing them get me a lawyer, right? But the lawyer, he's a state lawyer, not a federal lawyer. He's a state lawyer. He's a Gucci lawyer. A great lawyer, expensive lawyer, came in the suits and everything. When he came in the court, the DA and them were like, nah, he can't have this lawyer. He can't afford this lawyer. Because, in my case, I'm saying, I don't know what happened. I was just, I'm a mule. Basically, I was a mule. Yeah. So they're saying, well, if he's a mule and he ain't down with these dudes from Colombia and all that stuff, then he can't afford this lawyer. That was the fight. The whole fight in the court was that. He can't afford this lawyer. If he could afford this lawyer, then he's down with these niggas. And my lawyer, the judge was like, hey, you better be careful what you're insinuating because you don't know who this guy's family is, which was true. It was Play and Joe and on him.
Yeah.
That was that came from there. So hey, watch what you're saying because you don't know who his family is. We just got in the court. You can't assume that this guy is down with these cartel dudes just because this high-priced lawyer came in here. So anyway, I ended up getting rid of the
See how easy they judge you like that?
Yeah. quick.
But real quick.
They judge me quick just because based on a lawyer.
I just wanted to point that out, how easy they just boom.
If you don't know how to talk, if you don't know how to say what you say, break it down, they can easily use that against you based on what's going on. You know what I mean? So the judge was on my side. He understood that. He was understood. He stopped the, So then the judge my lawyer comes back there and he's telling me all this stuff. He got to see my case and all that stuff. And he says, well, you only have one option here. And I said, what's that? He said, you're going to have to cooperate with the police. That was my option. I said, I don't have two options? He said, based on what I see here, that's the only option you have. Either you take a plea or you cooperate with the police. And I said, well, I think I'm going to get another lawyer. So I give him the boot. I call play and I say, yo, we can't work with that guy. So I had to walk. I needed a lawyer that day because I was already in court. So my public defender, the lawyer that we paid, told me, look, if you're not going to use me, the guy that's defending you right now, the public defender, because most likely you're going to take a plea, he's dope. Super dope.
You don't need a
paid lawyer. He said, I'm a $50,000 lawyer. Yeah.
Not in the feds.
Yeah. If you're going to take a plea.
For those that don't know,
right.
In the feds, you really don't need.
No. But if you get arrested in the feds, most likely you're going to take a plea. You're going to jail. And if you spend $100,000 on a lawyer, you're a fool. When the feds catch you, you're going to jail. If the state catches you, they mess up. They make mistakes. They're not really on their game.
No, this is the game. When you in the state, you innocent to proving guilty. When
the feds. When
you in the feds, you guilty to proving yourself innocent.
The feds spend too much money on resources to fuck up.
They be on it.
So the public defender defends me. We go into court and he breaks it down or whatever. We push it back to the next day because I'm a cop out. Obviously, I'm a cop out.
Yeah.
So he tells me, nah, you ain't going to do 20, 30 years what this dude's talking about. He said, your state cases are more than 15 years old.
Oh.
They can't use this against you. You're in the federal system, you're a first-time offender in the federal system. I'm like, he said, the most you could probably do is 10. He's talking those numbers now. I went from life to 10. 5 to 10 and stuff like that. Now it sounds better. Yeah. Even though 10 years is a lot of time for most people. For me, because I've been in a lot of prison, I'm like, wow. Yeah, like keep talking. Let's talk. So now we start talking and doing the way we got to go through court and doing everything we have to do. I didn't have no co-defendants. I didn't have, my charge was different than a lot of other people. I was charged with attempt with intent to distribute. So attempt to possess is something different than possession. Attempt to possess is I try to get it.
Okay.
Possession is, so that's why when dudes get caught on the border and stuff like that, they get caught with possession, that's transporting and possession. Right. It's a whole different charge. I never had the drug. I never had anything. I just say, yeah, I'll take it. And that was it. I got arrested. So they couldn't say, yeah, you're the guy, I never had it.
Right.
So, and they knew that I was being used as a mule because this was all phone recorded. They were talking to other people that said, hey, I'm going to send somebody to get it. Yeah. I was the guy that ended up coming to get it.
Right.
So they knew I wasn't a big player in it. They were like, hey, you a fool. They used you. Come on, you got to help us. They give me all that bullshit. And I was like, well, I'll go to jail. Oh, I told them, it's in my paper. I said, nah, they're going to kill my family. and the cop goes, this ain't the movies? You see too many movies. They ain't sending nobody from Colombia over here to kill your family. Then he's pissed. He's throwing shit all over the place. And I'm like, I said, well, that's what it is. Take me to jail. So I got caught with $70,000 cash. So this is a little joke. I got caught with $70,000 cash. So that while they interrogating me, they bought food. I just wanted a coffee. Obviously, you guys know I drink coffee. They bought me a coffee and some pollo tropical and all that stuff.
Right.
So when they count the money up, it's 69,000 something. It's basically missing like $20, $25. So when they count the money, give me the receipt to know that what you call it?
The voucher, like the
what you call it? Evidence.
Yeah,
evidence.
evidence.
I didn't have my ticket for evidence. So I'm looking at the ticket. I'm like, yo, it's 69,000 something. What happened to the other $20? Well, you put the Puerto Tropical with the shit. Like, no, we don't do that. We don't steal. I like, my man, I'm from Florida. That you just spent $20 on Puerto Tropical. You just gave me a 79,000, whatever,
so
$880.
20 bought the food.
I'm like, yo, man, take me to jail, man. Give me my coffee. I drank my coffee, and that was the story for that. So, again, the message that I'm trying to send to a lot of people is you got to separate yourself from the streets and the real world.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't do it, I had plenty of chances to do it. I ended up doing 3 bids, and I hope I never go to prison again.
Mm-hmm.
Because if something happened to my family or my sister, my son, my daughter,
mm-hmm.
something like that, who's to say? I don't know if I can control something like that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my aggression and all that stuff.
Right.
But as far as making money on the street or whatever like that, that's something I'll never do again. Something stupid like that, I'll never do that again. I don't have the energy. I don't have the strength to go back to prison. I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. I've been in and out of prison, and
Facts.
I used to come see you in prison and stuff like that.
That's right.
A lot of people. I used to see Pete in prison, and even seeing him, even coming to see you in prison, just was dope.
Mm-hmm.
I came to see my brother in prison and all that stuff.
It was real. Most realest shit in the world.
So the streets are different now. They're not the same as it was in 1988 and stuff, 89.
Mm-hmm.
These young kids is, you young kids, if whoever's listening to this stuff, you guys are, doing fucked up shit, and then you running and telling and stuff like that. It's not fair. It's not a fair playing field for people in the streets. I'm talking for people in the streets. I'm not talking about the working man.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a street dude and you want to continue being a street dude, the playing field is different. It's different now. So what I'm trying to say is stop being a street dude because it ain't the same. It's not safe, for anybody. And I've been watching the news since I've been here at my mom's, and man, it's getting rough out here in the streets.
Nah, it's getting super rough.
It's getting rough.
Hey, sir, I'm gonna tell you something. So you've been home how long?
Right now, since this I've been home since
on this federal bill. How much time they gave you?
I got 57 months. I did like 4 years out of that, something like that.
Okay.
I got some time back because Trump gave me some time back.
Okay.
They gave me like 30 days. So I got a little bit earlier than I was supposed to. When I came home, I was only home for about a month or two, and then the pandemic hit.
Mm.
So I went from having an ankle bracelet to just being home. I couldn't go nowhere. For me, I was the happiest guy in the pandemic. Everybody was going crazy. Oh my God, I can't go nowhere. I was the happiest guy. I had Netflix, I had my computer. My girl was there, my family was there, I had everything. I was home in my house. So everybody's going crazy. And I'm the only one happy. And I was talking to my other boys that came home, and we all happy. Like, yo, we home. Everybody's stressed out. They can't go nowhere. And I'm talking shit to other people. Like, now you know how I feel. Like, yo, calm down. Go do some push-ups or something. Yeah. Go do something like this. And I'm watching regular people in regular society going crazy because they like a month, 2 months, they can't do that. I'm like, oh, my man, you're never making a prison. Never. Like, nuts, right? Like they take everything from you in there. Uh-huh. So being home, even through the pandemic, I was like still super happy, super blessed.
I bet. Shit,
I was in there walking in my own
feeling being home.
Yeah. So it was.
So you on parole?
Huh?
You on parole?
I'm still on probation. I got 5 years. I got 5 years
federal probation.
Federal probation. Yeah. So I got 5 years probation.
You been home how long?
I've been home almost 2. So if I do 2 with no problems, I can go back to court with my probation officer, and he'll write a letter saying, "Yo, he's been good, he's been doing everything, he's been working," and they'll knock the 3 off.
Okay,
so I already spoke to my probation officer about it. He said, "No problem. If you keep doing what you're doing, you out of here. We'll take the 3 off. It ain't nothing. The judge is gonna take my side. If I say you Gucci, we good. Too much going on. I don't owe the state. I don't owe the government nothing. Usually the people that they chase, that they don't let off probation or they stay on your ass. Because my probation officer don't mess with me. Thank God he don't bother me or nothing. Okay. But the people that they do chase is the people that owe restitution. If you owe $100,000, $1 million, those people that owe money to the government, those are the people that they on their ass. They want their money. So like if you don't got a job, they're gonna make you get a job. You got to get a job. We want our money. So like in a position like me where the clubs shut down because of the pandemic, my PR wasn't chasing me like, all right, you don't got a job, you're not working, you don't owe us no money. We can care less. You don't owe us no money. So that's, keep in mind that people, if you go to jail and you owe restitution, they're going to be on your ass.
They're going to be on your ass if they want that money. So you've been home already 2 years?
I've been home almost 2 years, chilling, no problem, enjoying life.
What you been doing? Back into your DJ stuff?
I've been DJing. The clubs are opening back up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A beast. You know, it's like riding a bike. You know, so I'm still getting used to the new music.
Okay.
I mean, I could do it. I could play the music. I just still love the older stuff. You know, the old stuff is dope. I like that. I guess it's my age or whatever.
DJ makes I'm gonna tell you something. Serge makes the dope CDs for me. Slow jam joints, you know, the Terror Squad joints.
Yeah. I used to do the like back in 91, 92, before I got arrested, before I started, dipping and dabbing in all my criminal activities and stuff like that. I used to make cassettes for everybody, for Mob. Everybody in the hood had a Surge cassette. And it was rocking. And,
that's crazy.
And I loved it, man. And shout out to Ted Smooth. I used to go to his party. We used to hang out in Quasimodo. I mean, I'm cool with all the DJs, all the big DJs. Camilo, shout out to everybody. Camilo and,
the whole heavy hitters.
The heavy hitters, Hollywood. Shout out to Hollywood, Pretty Lou. We've been around the park, But like I said, if you guys, you young guys that are listening to this, if you want to be a rapper, if you want to be a DJ, if you want to be, whatever, especially in the music, I say the music business because the music business has this persona where you got to be a killer, or you got to be, if you a rapper and you want to be a killer and you putting guns in the videos and all that stuff, you going to jail, guys. I was in jail with plenty of dudes that was posting guns up, and Fed zoomed into that shit and got the number and knew there was guns. This is dumb. You don't got to do that. You basically telling on yourself.
Yeah.
You're telling on yourself. You shot somebody last week and you're on a video on Instagram with a gun, then you just telling, that's the guy that shot me right there. And they got the gun. So please, rappers, young dudes, stop doing stupid shit like that, And there's not too many DJs that did stupid shit like I did. I'm probably the only DJ that been in prison, in and out of prison, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just don't.
No, it's real. It's real. I hope they take heat for that shit. Take heat. Because what you're saying, I mean, it's true. Like motherfuckers out there rapping about what they do, and all that. So,
and I don't want to make excuses for myself. But when I grew up in the '80s, the most legendary killers and drug dealers and stuff like that were in our neighborhoods and stuff like that. And all the parties that I did, I was with these guys. I was, I did parties for these guys. The biggest drug dealers in the game would hire me to do their boat parties, their weddings and all that stuff. And I was just surrounded by all these people. So it was hard not living that life, being around these people. You know what I mean? Like, dudes would call me that couldn't get into, like, let's say the tunnel. But before Funk Master Flex was doing it. It was a time where you couldn't even get into the tunnel.
Right.
These big guys would call me and say, "Sir, we want to go to the tunnel."
Right.
And they'll come pick me up in a Benz, and I'm talking about 1988 and stuff like that. In Portland, the biggest drug dealers would pick me up just to go to the tunnel or Studio 54 because they couldn't get in.
They couldn't get in.
I could get in, because I was a DJ, but not only that, my brother was one of the biggest, he worked for one of the biggest promoters in New York at the time. So I had a lot of juice with all those clubs. All the biggest clubs, Palladium, 1018, Roseland, 3054. I had a lot of pull with those people. So I could walk right into any club. So these guys knew that. Call Sir. We're going to get in with Sir. Because even if you had $1,000 to give to the doorman, you wasn't getting in the club.
Right.
But Serge would get you in the club.
Yeah, he get you right in.
So I was very tight with a lot of these people. And, I wish I could say, like, this guy, that guy, but, we don't do that. So I ain't going to throw names out there.
It's all good. Listen, though, the important thing is that you home now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't looking no further as far as no. You on your focus shit. Your career's taking off again. You're doing your DJ shit.
Yes,
you're back in Florida?
Yep, back in Florida. I'm doing my thing.
Doing your
I'm
clubs
working
and
little by
everything.
little. I'm fighting to get that loan again. This time we're going, no greed involved or no nothing.
That's right. You're going to try it all again?
And we're going to do it the right way. And that's it, man. You got to stay focused, man.
I want to ask you two last questions. One is, could you give me a ill story, anything you could tell about your experience with pun and all that, and you know, in your time being around. Because if it's one person that could speak about Terror Squad and moments and stuff like that, in regards to Joe and Pun, is you.
Oh man.
So we got to give him that legendary, you know, that one shot.
I'll tell you a little story about Pun. I'm not gonna mention the other rapper, but one time we was like in North Carolina or something like that, and we all walking to the hotel, and Pun says what's up to the rapper, like, yo, what's up? You know, and the rapper like, same thing that happened to me when I ended up shooting the dude, gave him the, like, get out of here, beat it. He did that to Pun. So we walk, the dude goes upstairs, me and Pun come back downstairs because he's feeling himself about what happened. The same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
He's in his feelings about what happened. We go back downstairs and he gives the dude four flat tires. He go to his car, pow, 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 all four of the tires. I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, fuck that. So that was one little thing. But Pun did a lot of little things like that. Pun did quite a few things like that. But again, I won't say who, but there was a lot of people that if you got on his bad side, and we was there, he would go. Sometimes Joe wouldn't even know about it. Joe, because if we told Joe would be pissed and be like, yo, you know, nah, why y'all niggas did that? You know why? So it was some little things that we did or whatever. Man, I wish we had more time. I could even talk about the whole West Coast, the East Coast, West Coast stuff that was going on. You know, we was kind of in the middle of that, you know, when all that stuff jumped off, you know. I'll tell you a quick story. One time we went to Jack the Rapper.
We want to hear it.
It's so much, man. You know, and sometimes I don't like, because sometimes Joe sells these stories, or sometimes Joe don't want these stories
this
told.
This is DJ Surge.
So,
DJ
and I hate putting
Surge.
him on blast.
Let's get it.
So one time we went to Jack the Rapper. I think that's the one in Atlanta. It was almost like a How Can I Be Down in Miami and all that stuff. These big conventions. And we go to Jack the Rapper, and the East Coast, West Coast stuff was already in full. It's already wartime. So we in Jack the Rapper, it's Terror Squad, and then we sit next to we there with Tretch, Naughty by Nature. And he's there with his crew. Jersey, New York, we there together. And then here comes Suge Knight, West Coast. Bunch of them. 100 West Coast, man. They come into it's like a big hall where everybody eats before they go into the, like, sign autographs and shit like that. And we all in there chilling. We start grabbing knives, you know, us. We start grabbing the butter knives and all that shit from the table, like, damn, forks. Because it's about to go down. We know it's about to go down. They all in here, they looking at it, oh shit, they know who we are, they know who Tretch is and all that stuff. So Tretch goes, Joe, tell your guys we're good. He go like that. He reaches over like, yeah, we good. And Joe's like, what do you mean? Like, we gotta get on point. You know what I'm saying? Tretch is like, we good, Joe. He opens his coat, he got 2 Mac 10s on. We good. Don't worry about it. Puts it back and just sitting there. And these guys end up keep walking. They didn't see it, they just kept walking. We was just on point shit. They kept it moving.
Yeah, they kept it moving.
Tretch was like,
he pulled out crazy.
We good. And I'm like, damn. And that was a memorable moment.
Yeah.
At that time, you know, because it was so tense. Time was so tense, it could have jumped off at any time. Because this wasn't only happened with Biggie.
Right.
It was anybody from the East Coast, anybody from the West Coast. Anywhere we went at that time, it was, you know, you're from the East, you're from the West.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
Right.
That's just how it was at that time. And there's many more stories, you know, there's many more little things that happen.
Well, you know, we appreciate that. We appreciate that story. I want to ask you one more.
Hey, if it's coming from me, it's official.
It's facts.
It's official facts.
That's what we want to know. That's what we asking.
If I'm telling you this, it happened. It ain't something.
I wanted to ask you, last question. What you think about mental health, if it's necessary, as far as for those individuals that come home from prison? You know, some of us come home and we never actually get help. You know, some people come home, they need directions and they stuff like that. If it's that's question along with prison reform.
I think mental health is very important. A lot of people that are doing other stuff, crime, even probably myself, because we've seen so many things in prison or in the streets. But I think I'm okay. But I'm just saying, speaking to about other people, it's sad because you got people from the military coming home and they're not getting help. What makes people think they're going to help people that came out of prison? You know what I mean? Which is important because the people that come home from prison are the ones really doing some messed up shit in the street that shouldn't be out here.
Facts.
Or need help, some type of help. If you're not helping the soldiers and you're not helping the people coming home from prison, you know what I mean? You're going to have chaos in the street.
Of course.
A lot of the things that happen in the street are soldiers. Soldiers shooting stuff up, killing people and stuff like that. And they're the good guys. So imagine the people come home from prison that are the so-called bad guys.
They fucked up their mind.
They're going to do some crazy shit. You know what I mean? So yes, I think that they should go, they need help, including soldiers that come home, but definitely people from prison, because people from prison are more likely to do something real fucked up to somebody because of what they seen or what they done or even their crime, or rapists or something like that. If they're fucked up in the head and they come home and you let them and they ain't getting no help, they're going to do something worse. More intense, more. If they don't got a job, if they
just keep elevating their crime.
So mental health is very important for people on the street. It's hard to target it. It's hard to target it because there's people buying guns and they never had any issues in their life. And then they just snap and just kill somebody. And they have problems in their head, but nobody knew that. It's hard to target that. But at least people come home from prison, at least you got some form of something wrong with them. Yeah, something wrong with them. Let's talk to this guy a little bit before he come home, or if he's asking for help the guy, somehow.
So what you think about prison reform? Is it necessary?
Prison reform is necessary. It goes hand in hand with what we just talking about. They took away the college. When people were doing college back in the day, people were getting college degrees and all that stuff and getting better. Some people don't believe in that. Some people don't. Some people believe, we shouldn't pay this guy's college because he went to prison, and this guy in the street, he's trying to get to college, but he can't afford it. But this guy did a crime, and we paying for his college. So some people don't see eye to eye. But at the same time, if you helping this guy get a college degree, he's a killer, or he's some type of foul dude, but if you help him get a college degree, give him that boost, give him that push where he decides to come home, hey, I did a college degree, I'm gonna get a great job. Then when you succeed at what you're doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You succeed. There's guys in the street that pay for their college. They go through college and they don't do shit.
Yeah, but not every guy that's in prison is a bad guy.
Not everybody is. That's what I'm saying.
Look at your situation. You got caught, boom.
Yeah, I got caught up just being a knucklehead.
And you went again, boom. But that doesn't make you a bad guy.
Nah, I don't consider myself a bad guy. No. I don't consider a lot of my friends that I know. There's people hustling, people trying to get money. I got a heart. Yeah. I got a heart. I couldn't see somebody. I know you personally. You got a heart. You into animals and people and into helping people. I seen that whatever people think about you. Facts. I know Pete. Yep. Pete is the first person to help somebody and say, yo, I got you. Yep. What you want, half of my sandwich? Here's half of my sandwich. Facts. I lived it. I know. I've seen it. And so am I. So I don't consider you a bad guy. Do I consider you somebody that's going to do what he got to do? Yeah. I'm going to do what I got to do regardless. I'm not ever going to beg nobody for nothing. I ain't going to ask for a handout. I'm going to do what I got to do regardless of what it is I have to do. Doesn't make me a bad guy. I'm a survivor.
Man. It's that super legendary interview, man. That's that brother DJ Surge right there. This is not regular, guys. I just got to point that out, man. Yo, Surge, we went in, Surge.
I'm sorry,
I love
man.
it, man. I
wish we could talk more, but it's just some things that
appreciate you, man.
Brother,
fuck that shit. I appreciate you. I love you. And I want the world to know this is my brother right here, man, for life. DJ Surge, TS for life. You already know we in the building, man. It's that dog in the yard.
Hey, promoters pay. Promoters pay up. Promoters.
Let's get it. Let's get them back in that scene. DJ Surge, what's up? You already know we on our TS shit, you know what I mean? We doing our Terror Squadron shit and all that to the originator TS. You already know DJ Surge. I want to thank you, my brother, for just sharing your experience, how you went from going to jail, young age, your father passing away, at a moment where you was rocking out here in Florida doing your thing, temptation kicked in, and how you did 4 years, it kind of backtracked you, and how it affected you and all that. I just want to thank you, man, for just coming through, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you for a long time. You my brother, man. You always been supportive to everything that I ever done. And I want to appreciate you and thank you and tell you that I love you for that, man. And you already know, man, TS for life, man. Your boy Surge, appreciate you, man, for coming through. And it's that dog in the yard, man.
And if you want to get up on the Dog in the Yard and you want to let your peoples know, listen, Pod TV. Download the app, man. Everybody got that smartphone. Get on that theory real quick. Download the app. You know what I'm saying? And you can watch all episodes from season 1 all the way to season 5. It's your boy Pistol Pete, Dog in the Yard.
This that yak music. Dog in the Yard. Pistol Pete. SF. And this DJ Khaled. Let's go.
I don't move unless it's bands. Diamond stars all in my rings. She don't move unless it's bands. Bought that hoe, this ain't no